last week. March 2nd, the matches were Optic Liquid, Liquid won. CLG and FlyQuest, CLG won. Golden Guardians and Cloud9, Cloud9 won.
Of course.
TSM and Echo Fox, TSM won. Clutch and 100 Thieves, 100 Thieves won. We got the next day, March 3rd, FlyQuest and Optic, Optic won. Cloud9 and TSM, Cloud9 won. Echo Fox and Clutch, Clutch won. Liquid and CLG, Liquid won. 100 Thieves and Golden Guardians, Golden Guardians won. I thought 100 Thieves would take it that weekend. Fortunately, 100 Thieves Golden Guardians made that comeback.
So it must have been last week when I was not here that Liquid lost.
Yeah.
Because they're not undefeated anymore.
Yeah, no, they have they're at 1 on that loss record.
And I believe it was TSM who handed them that loss.
I can go back and look.
Okay.
It is currently who handed them that. It was 2 weeks ago. Because
okay.
TSM.
Yeah.
So now we've got scheduled for tomorrow at 4 p.m. starts off Golden Guardians and CLG. Cloud9 versus Liquid again.
Ooh,
that's at 5. That'll be a fun match.
Oh, I'm at work then. Dang.
We got TSM and 100 Thieves. We got Clutch and FlyQuest. And Echo Fox versus Optic. And then the following day, we got Liquid versus Golden Guardians. Optic versus TSM. CLG versus Clutch. FlyQuest versus Echo Fox. And 100 Thieves versus Cloud9.
Yeah.
Those are matchups for this weekend.
My boys in blue are doing quite all right.
Yeah.
So I'm good with LCS standings right now.
For sure.
But yeah, so that was nice. And now what we're really here for is to hear about my award.
Go ahead and brag. Let's do this. I want to hear this.
All right, so I didn't win my category. I was nominated for Sports Play-by-Play Other, which means it's not football, basketball, or baseball.
Uh-huh.
And then I was going up against 4 volleyball submissions and 1 soccer submission. The soccer one won.
That's a lot, yeah.
But yeah, so they at the award ceremony, after he had presented the award to the soccer submission, he took a second and he was like, "Well, we had some new ground to be broke today. Esports Off The Grill is the first esports submission ever to the IBS conference.
That's pretty nice.
And that's pretty cool. And then to top it off, he said, if we get more esports submissions in the future, they will make a new category. So basically, I founded a new category at the IBS Radio Awards.
You're the start of a revolution, Mark.
I am the start of a revolution.
Can't wait. I want to see more. I want to hear more.
But
I can't wait. The scene is definitely growing.
And then I'll have you on the show so we can actually have, like, both of us win instead of just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, New York was so much fun. The actual conference took place Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a bunch of panels. I learned a whole lot. There was actually a sports play-by-play specific panel that I went to that was probably the most informative.
Okay.
The community college roundtable that I went to was okay.
Okay.
Let's see, what else were some good highlights from that trip? Oh, the interview. The interview panel that I did was actually really helpful, which, if I ever actually get big and have a real esports pro in the booth, then I can do a legitimate interview. Yeah.
I don't know. Interviewing is kind of weird. I always imagine, like, with sports, it's like you got the big table and all the reporters asking questions, and they're just like, yeah, we plan to have a good game. And, for panels and stuff, I wonder, like, I mean, I love being interviewed. Ask me any question, I'll give you my best answer.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's easily cookie dough.
Okay. Continue.
Thanks for the interview, Mark.
You're welcome.
So I just blanked out for like 2 seconds. We're talking about interviews, right?
Yes.
And you went on to interview, or you were interviewed on the panel. What was that like?
Oh, no. It was it was just the meeting was called a panel. So it was just like like one dude who's really apparently really famous in the radio world, who I've never heard of. but he interviews
Mark.
like music celebrities, and so he gave a breakdown of like what you need to know for that.
Okay.
What some good strategies are, like how to conduct the actual interview, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty nice help.
Mhm.
What else you guys do in New York? You went to the Nintendo shop?
Yes, we went to the Nintendo store.
Did you
That
get me
was
anything?
everything I ever wanted and more.
You couldn't find the Pokeball beanie, could
I
you?
couldn't find the Pokeball beanie.
I'm sad.
They rotate their stock. It's
I know
crazy.
they rotate their stock.
In like 3 years, they don't have the same product.
Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was sophomore year, dude.
Dude, I forgot it was sophomore year. That's
Yeah.
my favorite year too.
But yeah, I got I got Joey some plushies. I got myself I got a really cool like kanji script shirt that says Nintendo in kanji, and then a Triforce shirt. I got a Zelda poster.
Surprised you didn't get a hoodie.
I was going to, but I already have that like kind of Nintendo-y hoodie.
Did you get it from? Oh yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, no, I remember now.
I already have that one, but there was a pair of joggers that I was like an inch away from buying, but then I didn't.
Okay.
Because all the stuff I was buying for other people was like $200, and I was like, I need to wait for my check to come in before I go back.
No, I feel that.
But yeah, no, Caesar, the sports director at the station, he easily spent over $400.
Oh yeah, you showed me a picture. So great. I
Yeah.
love that. He looked so happy.
Oh my god, he was so happy. It's actually incredible.
I'm kind of jealous about how happy he was.
But yeah, let's see, what else do we do? Eric and I went to Freedom Tower,
Mm-hmm.
the 9/11 memorial.
Yes.
And it wasn't, like, cool's not the right word, but it was like...
It was very... I know exactly what kind of word
yeah,
you're looking
you know
for.
what I mean.
But it's a very calming sight.
Oh yeah.
It's a very... It's not a loose feeling. It's a very heavy feeling when you go walk in. You're kind of separate. The city... When you're in New York, the city is just on you. It can be overwhelming. But when you enter there, it's like the whole city just doesn't exist. It's just one other place, like another dimension.
Yeah.
And
we
the
went up
atmosphere
in
definitely reflects that too.
Oh, definitely. Like the observatory at like the 100th floor or whatever, you could see like the entire island of Manhattan. You could see Jersey. You could see, all the Long Island and stuff.
It's a really fun place, and especially at
awesome.
night. At night, it's
yeah, because
beautiful.
we went right as the sun was going down, so everything was just starting to light up. Oh man,
I remember.
I posted a bunch of pictures on Twitter at BurgermanMark. Follow me, please.
You sent some pictures to us too, so that was fun. I remember going to New York. I remember for the 9/11 memorial, we walked in there. I was with my choir, and in some places in New York, there's a lot of sacred places. But we got to sing that because our choir's pretty darn good. We got invited to the White House twice.
Heck yeah.
And I got to sing at the White House.
Nice.
Not me specifically, but the group I was with.
Not
And
you
I got to see them.
Yeah.
Sadly enough, I didn't get to sing personally there, but I was there. And I had my groups I support. But we're a pretty good group. And my teacher, and normally, like, if we get a chance to sing somewhere, we'll take it up. But this was one of those places where that's just something like we're not going to do. Like it's one of those sacred places where we won't disrupt anything. And it's not really, we had some beautiful songs planned, but it wasn't specifically for there. So New York is definitely a fun place to be.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and then I think the best part was the last night after the awards, we went to this ramen shop, and I had my first taste of real ramen.
Ooh.
Oh, it was good.
Did you take a picture of it?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you get in it?
It was the pork belly, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah. And then we played Smash in the hotel.
I always like my ramen with a little egg in it.
Yeah. I don't personally. I'm not a huge egg fan myself, but
I'm not a big ramen fan, but if I get ramen, I want an egg in it.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's been enough time. We should probably talk about what the show's about.
Yeah, esports.
Esports. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about esports as a spectator sport. If that kind of makes sense, like what makes esports fun to watch and why. Because you have your normal sports, right? That you have the commentators, you have the camera dudes, you have all the production that goes into it. And esports, in my opinion, is either on par or slightly above those in production value because it's all digital. And so, you have to toggle between so many different like screens and viewpoints, and it's like, it's kind of incredible.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because like the one I've been to live was a Counter-Strike event.
Yeah.
And that was
IEM.
Yes, IEM Chicago, and that was.
I'm still sad I didn't go.
I'd have to say that was more fun than like a baseball game, or like a basketball game, because like you have these massive screens, right? And they're displaying the players.
Yeah.
And then the casters are echoing through the arena, and it's so cool. The casters were actually really good for IEM.
See, that's one thing too. The players were separate from like being able to hear everyone, right? They had like.
I mean, they have noise canceling headphones
For sure,
but
because
like,
that's one thing. Like a caster could totally like.
But I mean, one, they're not listening for that specifically.
No, for sure.
They're not gonna be like,
way different.
oh, what are the casters saying? I'm gonna get some info. No, they're focusing on the game.
No, that makes most sense, and I don't expect them to.
But like they can hear the crowd, like a little bit through the headphones, and they can talk to the crowd.
Yeah, I only speak about that because I play Magic. I watch a lot of footage and coverage, and I remember seeing one play that someone needed to tap essentially 4 mana.
Okay.
Or they needed to tap 5 mana to win and basically get their win set. But they tapped 4, and there was a crowd right behind them that just went absolutely insane. But the casters were like, no, shut up.
Yeah.
And so it was like, he already called it. It was too late. I was like, all right. That must have been soul crushing, though. That's the only reason I ask. I mean, other than that, you want to be a caster.
Yeah, I do. And
I think casting's fun. I don't know whether I would want to be a caster. I'd rather just report on it.
Being a host.
Like right here in this kind of style, the news that we report and just having fun on a radio show. I think it's a nice way to just project my voice and then get opinions out there and then talk about the actual things that happened.
Yeah, so you'd be like the desk guy, the analyst.
Oh, for sure. Except I'm not good at analyzing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that was good.
Yeah, that's fair.
What'd you think of that play? It was bad.
It was bad. He's feeding.
he was feeding. He was a little baby. So on that, esports scene, I had something. I'm losing my mind. Usually Joey's here to back us.
Unfortunately, he was asleep. I texted him like 20 times.
He texted. He just texted us and said sorry about that, and we're like, it's cool. Joey, this one's cool for you.
Yeah, Joey, if you're listening, we love you, buddy. Just wake up.
Oh, someone just got signed. Who just got signed?
DeBuzz just got signed to Liquid.
There we go. That's it.
Yes.
That was the news.
DeBuzz, the Olimar Smash player, just signed a contract with Team Liquid to be their ultimate representative to join Hungrybox in the Melee.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I don't really like DeBuzz that much as a player.
But he's good.
But he's extremely good.
That's the thing, too. It's like, you can't really hate someone who's... You can hate someone for their personality. You can't hate them on what they do well.
Yeah, I just don't like the characters he plays.
He does it well, though.
Oh, yeah. He's on par with, MKLeo and Tweak and Cosmos, Samsora, all those, like, the new guard of Ultimate players.
Yeah.
He plays Olimar, which is...
I don't like
Olimar either.
But he plays it well.
He makes it look so easy.
That's the problem.
And he played like Rosalina in Smash 4.
Yeah.
Which was like Monka.
Well, there's also another thing. Apex Legends.
Yeah.
So the game, the one that's rivaling Fortnite right now for definitely player base and just general, like, it's another free game. So it's different. But they finally just jumped on the esports scene. 100 Thieves just jumped on it. They signed somebody to just start streaming the game for them.
I'm actually way ahead of you, buddy, because PvPX is a old Overwatch streamer who is signed to Cloud9
Yeah.
to play Apex, and that was like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Mendo is not officially with NRG because he's still under contract with the Outlaws as a streamer. But once that contract's up, he will probably go to NRG to play Apex with them, with Dizzy, who is the best. You know, Dizzy is the best Apex player right now.
Yeah.
You know, you got Mendo, you have... What's his face? I'm totally blanking on his name, but anyway. But yeah, Apex is finally starting to get a scene, and hopefully they handle it better than Fortnite has with their esports scene, because that has been laughable.
Oh, for sure.
They just messed up real bad not too long ago.
I just don't think it's good enough for esports.
The game itself is, they just don't handle it well. And the way it's run is just very not good.
I think, you know, because for... I don't know how to feel. I have very mixed opinions on Fortnite and Battle Royale games.
It's a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong.
It's done. The thing is, it's done a lot for the community, so I can't bash it for that.
But it's like.
But I can bash it for personal feelings. But that's gonna get me nowhere.
Epic. I can't bash Fortnite.
I don't know if I can bash Epic.
I mean,
Epic Games gave us Infinity Blade.
This is true, and they added that to Fortnite right before a $1 million tournament, and it was completely broken.
Yeah.
And then they added Planes right before another $1 million tournament, and then.
And see the thing, like they're trying to like make something good. I think
they're trying.
I don't think they're trying too hard.
They're.
Oh, not speaking of Epic Games, I don't know why I lost this. Gears of War. They do Gears of War, or they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gears of War from, or at least the first one.
Oh, okay.
I forget if they did anything else.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they were a part of it. No, they were on Gears of War for the while. I think they stopped at Judgment, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't think I thought there was another game planned.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved Gears. Oh no.
There is a new Gears of War game coming out. Like
they stopped at Judgment. They didn't do
this year or next year.
They might have done 4. Yeah. I forget if they did 4 or not.
Did Epic do Subnautica? Or am I totally wrong?
Epic did not do Subnautica.
Okay. Who did Subnautica?
No idea. I will look that up right now as we speak.
Am I just totally not thinking of the right thing?
Subnautica.
Because that's very possible.
But Subnautica is really cool. Yeah. It's definitely a fun game.
I actually picked it up right before I left for New York, but I haven't had time to play it yet. The
developer's Unknown Worlds.
Okay.
It runs on Unity engine, so.
Oh, okay. That's
one contributor.
Makes sense.
Because I know Subnautica was in the indie style for a while, because it was still getting greenlit on Steam, and then finally when it did, it was like major. Like it was pretty much an unfinished game for the longest time, and then it's finally up to date and like ready for like lots of plot and playing. Yeah. But I know it's a fun game since a couple of our good friends play it a lot. Or have played it a lot. Yeah.
But it's 11:20. Want to take a little music break, come back, do some segments?
Yeah, we'll take a little music break.
Cool.
All right. Thank you guys for coming back with the legal ID and everything.
Yep. A couple short songs today, and then we will be right back with some more content. This is Esports Off The Grill with Mark and Tim. And I will see you guys in a couple minutes.
You guys can tweet us mid-show wise at esports_off.
All right, thank you guys.
cut right through the wreckage and look onto the sunset. Eternity of flying, sailing right into the sky. Can't live with regret, can't fade, won't break. Live for tomorrow with all might. We'll fight on once again. Seeking out all the lies that I've been told. My tears leave me drowning. I'm moving on. You can't tell me how to be. Nothing else is stopping me. Frustrated, humiliated, it fuels me to carve the road I walk on. I cut right through the wreckage and look onto the sunset. Eternity of flying, sailing right into the sky. Can't live with regret, can't fade, won't break. Live for tomorrow with all might. We'll fight on once again. I keep my ideals with me when destiny calls my name. What's going through? Everything is like those escaping me. Living in the darkest history. Every single excuse I've ever made. I know that I just gotta learn to throw them away. Maybe I can find a way to escape the lies. Have I only seen the world with blurry eyes? I found the path to clarity. Now I'm feeling alive. What's going on? I gotta guess something I haven't finished yet. Ignoring the pain I didn't see how bad it's gotten. What's going on? I gotta guess I'm a bit different from the rest. And this was all just a test for me. Yeah, dreaming. My mind plays back from the silver line. My heart's in the sky of the darkest night. Together we run till we see the morning light. Burning up inside, I can feel the fire fueling me. Overcome every odds, it keeps me alive. I'll amount to what I'm meant for. The sun won't stand until I'm done. I keep my ideals with me, no turning back. Now I'm a man and I can't hold on through the danger now. Come face our future with me, no backing down when destiny calls. I know what I have to do now. It's my life. I want it only. Wipe the sweat off of my brow. I see my challenge straight ahead. I know this isn't easy, but backing down will be my regret. Follow my way. We'll run through this debris and wreckage. Follow my way. We'll aim through what's beyond the finish. I'm chasing down my dreams. Excite me. My glory is near. I know what I have to do now. All eyes are on me now. I see what they see in me. I know what to do this time. Make my story. So lay it all on me. I got this. I want this and more. I'm making my decision. I feel within it. I'm breaking through the wreckage and the flames. I have to believe that through all of the tears that we shed, all the pain and hurting will all be worth it. I know I'll see you on the other side. I want it only. One day I set my eyes up to the sky, and like a flame my dreams were passing by, and I walked the tears that have filled my eyes. I need to spread my wings out and fly. I lie awake at night with these memories of feeling powerless, and they're haunting me. I'm always reaching out for this destiny to make it happen, that's all I need. Cruel fate sets in motion, and no one else knows why. Waiting for the day to come, when will it show up, claiming what's before my eyes. With every issue, I gotta breathe through, or the moment might just pass. They all told me I can't, they were laughing. Well, look who's laughing now. Now I can feel the fire burning deep within me. I'll be the hero and no one can stop me. Loudly I will scream it from the top of my lungs. You got those tired eyes from crying every moment. You cannot hide it, someone's gonna notice. I'll be your hero, no one's gonna hurt you again. Gonna raise my hand with the peace sign. Our story will last forever.
And we're back. How's it going? Hey, James, how you doing? We're back with Esports Off The Grill on 88.3 WHCM, 88.3 Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its board of trustees. Thanks, James.
You said 88.3 twice.
Did I?
Yeah, you went 88.3 WHCM, 88.3.
Hey, well, I made sure we got it in there.
It's better than nothing. I love it.
Better do it twice than not at all.
Yeah, sure. All right. So we got some fun stuff. We got 10-minute segments. We're going to hit up that speedrunning segment right now with some...
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for this. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Woo!
Not the biggest scene just yet. Not too big. I think people still fall in love with the game. But there is a couple... I mean, there's a lot of speedruns in certain segments. And then we got a lackluster of... Lackluster, is that the right term? We have a lack of speedruns in other categories. So I'll just read off the... We got a couple. I'll just read them off.
Do the big ones.
Yeah, I'll do the big ones.
Most important.
So, Kingdom Hearts, you know, if with any game, there's an any percent. So, just get through the game as quick as possible. The rules include the in-game time is used. So, the speedrun, it goes for a certain amount. Like, you have a certain speedrun, but in-game time is another thing that it will record, too.
Right.
Also,
because of, like, loading screens and stuff.
Yeah.
So that
also,
everyone with, like, slower loading times can still have an equal playing field.
Yeah, and also with patches as well, they use a certain patch, 1.0.3. All the runs must be recorded as nowadays standard because of the cheaters from before. RTA timer must be submitted with starting on confirming the brightness settings and the ending of the beam hitting. I'm not gonna say the name because I fear spoilers.
Okay.
But it's basically end game. There's a certain screen, and then you do a final move on something, and then it starts when you confirm brightness. If continue is pressed on death screen, RTA time will be used rather than the in-game time. If left idle on death screen, likewise if left idle, and then pre-order keyblades are banned, sadly enough,
okay.
And must be unequipped. Which I find sad because, you know, those pre-order keyblades are really nice.
Oh, yeah.
It was so nice. So we got any percent beginner. First, in our first record, also a moderator on there, is Ninten866. He has a real-time record of... Well, the real-time doesn't matter. I'm just going to read the in-game time because that's what it goes off of. Mm-hmm. That's how fast you go. 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 59 seconds. The hard drive type was SSD because that actually does matter, and it played on the American PS4 Pro. That was 3 days ago. I'm sad enough that I didn't catch it, but I'll have to rewatch it. Second place is Swift Shadow with 2 hours, 56 minutes, and 38 seconds. Same patch, same SSD, and on the American PS4 Pro. And then Yitamoda is third place, and it has... sorry. They have 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 45 seconds. So these records are within 4 minutes of each other, which is a lot of time. But it's still pretty active, as there are records still, like, from weeks ago that are still on top. So I'm pretty sure it's going to keep getting redone until somebody gets an even closer record.
Is there a 100% speedrun yet?
Sadly enough, it's the level 1 any percent. all lucky emblems, the plat trophies, all worlds, and then 100 acres worlds. So, sadly enough, there's not 100% because 100% is a little hard to do with that one.
Because the GF has 100%ed Kingdom Hearts in like 50 some hours, so that could be a record. You never know.
Here's a weird one. Neo Shadow XC Neo Shadow XC is the only record right now from what is on speedrun.com for standard any percent, and its real time is 11 hours 41 minutes and 21 seconds. Its in-game time is 10 hours 38 minutes and 23 seconds. It's the only one on there right now with an HDD.
Easy clap.
On just a regular PS4 American.
Easy clap.
Yeah, well, and then you got the Proud, which is, sadly enough, Proud is actually really quicker. I'm wondering if standard, because that's 10 hours.
Yeah.
It might just be oh look, I'm the first one on there.
That's probably what it is.
Because beginner and Proud are not too close to each other, because for Proud there's a guy named Dan's MZ. He has first with 4 hours 46 minutes and 20 seconds. HDD and PS4 American. That was 5 days ago. Level 1 any percent. Now that's not too quick yet, but I can't imagine it could be any quicker. Oh Snap has 3 hours 58 minutes and 47 seconds. Watt W8 spelled WHATTW8. 4 hours 13 minutes and 0 seconds. So just breaching that line right there. And then the next record is Swim the Tricycle with 6 hours, 1 minute, and 59 seconds. So really far apart and not too close at all, but these were all done within the last month, and the earliest one being like a week ago.
Well, the game's only been out for like, 2 months? It came out in December?
So, but I mean, even with that, there are certain games that will be speedran more than others.
Yeah.
It's really weird to say speedran.
Speedran. Yeah,
ran with speed.
I don't like that.
Sorry, my bad.
Speedrunned.
But I wanted to talk about, because any percent is getting a lot of love just from the beginners, and they're really going ham. It's shortened from 9 hours all the way down to 3 hours.
Whoa.
And they're very close between each other. So that might just be, or 2 hours, between 2 hours and 8 hours. So they're kind of running close to that. So I'm wondering if that's going to get stopped and if people are going to do it. Because if standard is any indication right now, which I highly doubt it is, 10 hours is a long time for speedrunning. So
yeah.
Then again, I want to see, because there's all lucky emblems. The only one is for beginner. Oh Snap takes the record again with 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 33 seconds. And Watt W8 takes second place with 3 hours, 47 minutes, and 40 seconds. And, they have notes and stuff. It's like a few mistakes were made, but overall it's a really good run. So, correcting those, it could be better times, and hopefully it is at some point.
Yeah. And
there's only one record right now for beginner all worlds, which is 5 hours, 24 minutes, and 9 seconds. And that's Troopah. TROOPAH. All these records on speedrun.com. They all come with videos, so you can watch them right on there and check out their Twitch if they have anything. So if they do live stuff. Other than that, yeah, it looks like a pretty fun. I mean, it looks like a fun game to speedrun, if anything. But I know for something like Kingdom Hearts, you don't really speedrun those games. You
play it for the story.
You play it for the story, and I cannot wait. I'm hoping to play it at some point, but I don't have PS4
Neither
or
do
Xbox.
I have an Xbox, but I haven't picked it up yet. Bless you.
Sorry, that was a cough.
Okay, so I remember seeing this one thing like a while ago that was a 100% speedrun of what I want to say is like either Final Fantasy or Xenoblade or something that took like 3 days. You know what I'm talking about?
I have a sense of what you're talking about. I think it was like I don't know.
But like, you know what I'm talking about though, like some JRPG game that took like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Here, longest speedrun ever.
That's actually longest speedrun ever is a funny video by this one guy who just thought he could get away with doing the longest speedrun ever, and he claims it as like infinity hours, but he does it in a really fun way. I recommend watch that video because it's pretty funny.
Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean, 341 hours.
Is that 100%?
This is just what I'm being told right here.
Interesting.
Desert Bus, 41 days, 17 hours.
Okay.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 32 hours.
Uh-huh.
Animal Crossing, 23. And Pokemon Stadium with 20.
Okay.
And that's just, when I typed into Google longest speedrun ever, that's what came up for me.
Okay. Interesting.
Let me try it 100%. Yeah, it's the same thing. But that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Speedrunning is definitely fun if you're into it.
It's definitely something that I'm, like, interested in, but, like, I will never be able to pull off. Because it's just, like, first of all, I don't have the patience. Second of all, I don't have all the tech and, like, all that stuff to actually pull it off, but...
Yeah. But it's speedrunning. You just need a camera, and you need a
capture card, and you need a game.
Yeah, that's
boom.
it. And then you need the will to be able to speedrun it and know the best and go through it.
Yeah.
I remember speedrunning Emerald a lot.
Oh, okay.
But of course, Emerald is my most played game I've ever played in my entire life, and I will be playing it till death.
Yes.
Because I'm just a fanatic over that kind of stuff.
For me, that was New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. I sped-run that game before I knew what speedrunning was.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. It's like, I think a lot of us in this age right now had experience with, like, doing a game really fast. Because most times that was kind of that was just the idea of games. Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, because, like, we didn't... Because I also didn't have, like, esports games when I was growing up. So I didn't have many multiplayer options. So, what I had was a DS and a Wii. And Super Mario Galaxy, I played the heck out of that. Force Unleashed, the Wii port is what I had. And I played the heck out of that game. Yeah. And now in 2019, I'm playing Overwatch, which leads me really nice into my next segment. That wasn't awkward at all.
Yeah.
The Overwatch League recap. Since we didn't have one last week, since I was in a hotel, I've got a bunch of news today for the Overwatch League. So there are two teams that are left undefeated: the New York Excelsior and the Vancouver Titans. Vancouver is a new expansion team made up entirely of Runaway, the most recent Korean Contenders winners. And they had the most Cinderella story of Cinderella stories possible. They were, like, one paycheck away from closing the organization, and then their owner, like, put his own money into it. He, drove the team to the arena himself in his own car, and then they fought and got sponsorships and started winning, and then swept the other champions in Korean Contenders to become the champions. And now they're all in Overwatch League.
Okay.
Except for the ones who weren't 18.
Yeah.
They're not, but yeah. And some people were like, that only happened last season because all of the good Korean talent went to the Overwatch League. So, like, what talent left is there for them to beat? But they're undefeated in the Overwatch League so far. They play tonight, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look that up again, but it really looks like they can hang with the big boys in the league. And then some sad news is that the Los Angeles Valiant are still without a win.
Okay.
They're 0-5. And they could very realistically go 0-7 in this stage and still be considered in the top half of teams.
Yeah. Because
they have an incredibly difficult schedule, first stage. They can't really play the meta very well. They are having their substitute main tank play main support right now, which I don't understand at all. But obviously there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that I don't know about. That's why they're making that move. But, now that Goats is finally getting nerfed to the ground next patch, there's a new hero coming in who is theoretically able to stop it. We could see some metas changing. We could see the Valiant bounce back. We could see some of the best GOATS teams start to fall off a little bit.
Well, that's the hope.
That's the hope. I just want my gold games to be better.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, that's also
I just want
the hope.
people to stop insta-locking Reaper every time. And then throwing.
And then throwing. Yeah, I feel that.
Okay. Actually. So last Saturday, right?
Uh-huh.
DeFran of the Atlanta Reign. I've mentioned him before. He is an incredibly popular player. He is an insanely mechanically gifted player. And he pulled off what I think is the best trick play I have ever seen.
Really?
Yes. So on the Hollywood map, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a little elevator that will bring you to the rooftops to the backside of the capture point. And DeFran rode that little elevator with his Lucio player Masa, and Masa amped speed boost. He jumped, surfed across the roof with his Zarya cannon, went over the gate that leads into the first point, dropped a grav into middle of Paris, and then Dako, the Diva player, threw a bomb in there, and it was like a 4K.
Yeah.
But like the coordination that it took to like pull that off, and the big brain of it all just kind of blew my mind. And I'll pull up the clip just so you guys can hear the audio.
You get over the roof there? Oh my. Oh my, what a play, what a grab. Tosses in the grab.
I don't know if you can hear that.
I can hear it.
But you know, I think that's the loudest I've ever heard Monte Cristo.
Oh, for sure.
As he's very normally calm and collected, but what a play, what a grab from DeFran. Oh man, he's just so fun to watch. The Reign especially are just so fun to watch. They are 5-1 right now. They're looking like one of the best expansion teams.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's still very early on in the season, but apart from a few teams, parity seems to be very spread out. At the time I was writing this, which was before yesterday's matches, so it's a little bit different now, but 6 teams were 3-2, 5 teams were 2-3. And then 2 teams are undefeated and 2 teams are winless.
Oh, wow.
So that is 16 out of the 20. No, wait. Yeah, no, that's 15 teams out of 20 that are like within a pretty good margin of each other. And this is a timeline where the Shanghai Dragons have the same number of wins as the Valiant, the Gladiators, the Florida Mayhem, and Washington Justice combined. This is truly the darkest timeline, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm honestly though, I'm proud of the Dragons. They're doing real good so far.
Yeah, they seem to be. It's funny because we talk about all the metas changing and stuff, and I keep getting flashbacks to my Paladin days.
Yeah.
Where it was just always, it was pretty fluctuant with new characters coming in addition to, it was like we got a new character like almost every month. Yeah. And
Overwatch, I think, is sticking to like a 3-month schedule. There's yeah, like every 3 months there's a new hero, and about the same number of time, but like a little bit staggered, as a new map. So this next patch we will be getting Batiste, a new support hero. Oh, I didn't even talk about Batiste yet.
Oh, let's talk
the
about
new
that.
Support hero.
Yeah.
And then a new map, Paris, another 2 capture point map. But yeah, since we have a little bit extra time, since Joey's not here, I'll talk about Batiste a little bit. He is a new support character.
How do you spell that again?
Baptiste. Baptiste. But yes, in the lore, he is a freedom fighter who fights kind of on his own side.
Yeah.
Not with Overwatch, not with Talon, but just by himself.
Kind of looks like a Lucio ripoff.
People are actually comparing him to Lifeline, because he's Caribbean, and he's got the kind of goofy aesthetic.
That wasn't a race thing. That was just a character design thing with all the clothing and how his
Yeah.
character
He looks
looks.
he looks a little bit Fortnite-y with his design,
It's a
but
little Apexy.
I like it. But so his passive is like a mega jump that he
Uh-huh.
can channel, which will make him really good for flanking.
Explains the legs.
Yeah.
Is that a grenade launcher?
That is a grenade launcher. His primary fire is a 3-round burst gun.
So he's essentially TF2 Demo Man.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. He's got a burst rifle, and then his secondary fire launches grenades that heal your team,
Okay.
but not himself.
Interesting.
And then his shift ability, or his first ability, is a amp heals, like
Uh-huh.
Lucio has. And then his E ability, the secondary, is a immortality field.
Okay.
And that is exactly what it sounds like. You drop it, and you won't go below, I think it's 40 HP while you're in the field.
What happens if you are 40? Under 40?
It just caps,
Oh, okay.
and you can't die.
Okay.
If you get knocked out of the field, you can die.
There's a similar ability that in Paladins on a character named Ashe.
Mhm.
Surprisingly enough, she drops her ult is to, and with this you can manipulate it to get it faster, but she drops a flag where she becomes invincible for then, and the radius kind of slowly dims down. But she also can give teammates a buff and a bonus too with it. Besides make herself invincible, and she also has a cannon that shoots cannonballs, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So-
and I'm pretty sure it is the second longest cooldown in the game, right behind Mercy's res. But it's kind of broken,
Yeah.
especially in Overwatch with like the kind of game that it is. Your team gets caught in a graviton and they get, there's a Hanzo dragon coming in. Just throw that boy down there. Nobody dies.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, as soon as the field goes out, you can die. And you can still get anti-healed through it. So you can't be healed. You'll just stay at 40 HP.
Sure.
But I have seen some crazy plays on the PTR with him. And then his ult is it's called Amplification Matrix.
Okay.
So it's a square, and any friendly damage is doubled, and any friendly healing is doubled. But it's a stationary field, so you just kind of gotta jump over it, and then you're fine. But like,
Yeah.
you get a nano boosted bastion behind that guy.
That's
No.
yeah. That's a pretty big upset.
Yeah. I really feel like they're trying to bring back the bunker meta with like Orisa and Bastion and Roadhog, which is good. Like coordinated goats can still run that over.
Okay.
But with all the nerfs on this PTR, hopefully we'll see some major changes to the game. He definitely looks a lot of fun to play. I'm probably not gonna play him a whole lot because he doesn't fit my role, but he looks to be like a flex support.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Overwatch.
Speaking of stuff we love, if you guys haven't heard me talk about Magic before, I talk about Magic the Gathering sometimes.
Tim, what's that?
So, the card game. It's really fun. It's a strategy, kind of luck-based, depending on how you build your deck. Mainly strategic, because you're building your deck, but then with playing, you have to understand the meta and everything if you're going to go competitive. Fun fact. So, those who don't know, Magic the Gathering has a online thing called Magic Arena, where you go on there, and basically it's a free thing you can download, and you just play Magic online, essentially. But even though Magic Online is actually a different thing, too.
Wow.
But this is just a standard way to play. It's specifically in standard, which means it's the last couple of sets. They're having their first ever invitational
Oh, nice.
with $1 million prize pool.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
You gonna enter?
I don't think I am. I mean, I understand how everything works. It's just I don't spend nearly enough time as other people do playing this game. And my skill level is, in terms of if you were to compare me to a pro, I'm probably medium at best.
Okay, so you're like gold plat.
Gold plat I'm golden. Yeah. I'm the Golden
The
Tim. I
Golden
still have
Tim.
to, with this new season too, I still have to rank myself, even though I haven't been. I've been purely just doing it recreationally,
Yeah.
only because I just haven't had the will or the way to try to go and get myself ranked again.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, that's pretty fun. That's their first invitational. So in a matter of that, if it gets really big, it might be new esports.
Yeah.
And so that would be pretty fun.
It kind of like Hearthstone. You know how
Yeah.
Hearthstone was esports big for a while, and now it's kind of
It's a little
fallen
died
off.
down.
But
Well, they're rotating out some of their biggest. Hearthstone's
really?
rotating out some of their biggest expansions. I forget which ones it is, but it's the previous 3. It's the last 3 that were done a while ago. And those are some of the biggest and best cards that are still commonly used. So, with the fall of something big, usually comes something bigger.
oh yeah.
So we'll see how that one goes, and hopefully they do it well.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna bring back something because Joey's not here to do his Nintendo stuff. We're gonna do Twitter.
Real quick though, speaking of invitationals, next week after the show, I will be playing in a charity Overwatch tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, it's for gold and below players, and it's kind of like a scrub cup kind of deal, where it's some not quite as good players get to get some love, and all the donations from the stream will be going to the Fudge Cancer Foundation. So I will link stream to my Twitter when that's time for that, and you guys can watch me feed on Zarya.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. My team is signing up, minus a couple players because they're plat, which means they're not eligible. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
so yeah,
That's fun.
just wanted to shameless plug myself.
No, that's
yeah.
good. We're gonna bring back some Twitter news. I'm gonna be reading off some headlines. We're just gonna talk about them.
Okay,
So Captain Marvel
Captain Marvel.
preview night.
Uh-huh.
There was a Stan Lee tribute.
Oh really?
There
That's
was.
nice.
It was really nice. The Michael Jackson episode of Simpsons.
That got yanked. I saw that.
It got yanked. I forget why.
That's a whole mess we don't have time to go into right now.
Yeah, I think one of the producers left or something.
It has to do with Michael Jackson himself. but
Okay,
that's-
because Michael
that's
Jackson
okay.
came up. I saw news about pulling off like an all Michael Jackson news or not news. Michael Jackson. No, I remember seeing a funny meme online. Someone had like a Facebook page where it's like news on Michael Jackson, and the last post was like, yeah, he's still dead. So that was pretty funny. Ronda Rousey. She continues to break the fourth wall, which I don't know. I don't think a lot of people like that.
She's Sonya Blade in the new Mortal Kombat. I know
'Cause-
that much.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't understand why Ronda Rousey would want to... Because WWE is all pretty much scripted, but it's with good characters. It's with the idea that you have these different people, and that's what makes WWE so much fun to watch and just listen to. But Ronda Rousey keeps doing that fourth wall break, and it's not fun because she's kind of challenging WWE, and I think, like, you just need to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather see her kick someone's butt and not have to have a story, but you're in the WWE. That's not gonna go well. Let's see. What's another good one? SpaceX. The SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule returns to Earth.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
I love space. I love
Mm-hmm.
space-related things.
Well, we got a couple friends who actually really enjoy that and watched all the streams for
Oh, yeah.
all the SpaceX stuff. But, I mean, I like it. I have my own opinions, and it's not like anything bad or anything. It's just, I don't find as much enjoyment into it as they do.
Yeah, I just like... It's just really cool to figure out more about the universe.
Do you remember the Taylor Swift stalker?
No? What?
There's
How
like
did we
a
go
person...
from space to Taylor Swift.
Sorry, Twitter news.
Okay.
So, apparently, Taylor Swift... do you remember this? Because Taylor Swift had a stalker. I remember it made news.
I don't remember this
Allegedly.
at all.
Allegedly had a stalker. but they arrested him again.
Oh, good for him.
Good
Get out of here.
Apparently Nickelback also made some news. It became the
Okay,
subject
that's where we stop. I draw the line at Nickelback, Tim. I swear. This is a video games and comedy show. Oh wait,
Yeah.
Nickelback is comedy. Who am I kidding with? Who am I kidding?
Nickelback was it became the subject of a political debate.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know.
It was during a House hearing regarding the election reform bill, H.R. 1,
Oh man.
and introduced by the House Democrats. The topic turned into musical taste. Apparently,
Look at this photograph.
that's the exact image they're using
Every time I
too.
do, it makes me laugh.
That's the exact
That's
image.
all of the song I know. And Tim, it is time to go.
One last thing, Mortal Kombat
Oh, that was a really cool
floats a
segue.
new idea for fighting game franchise.
Okay, talk to me.
No current plans to
Oh.
implement them yet, but because of
It's-
the release of Mortal
we're going
Kombat,
to do a thing.
Mortal Kombat releases next month,
That's
11. So that'll be fun for everyone who loved X, and so we'll get to see 11. I love the fact that they keep making more games.
Mhm.
And that's it. All right. That's pretty much it for today, guys.
Yep.
And you know what? You guys can catch me at Timothy Heiser, spelled Heiser. Tweet us out stuff if you want us to talk about it. Different esports news. You can catch us all together at esports_off. You can catch my main man Mark at Burgerman Gaming.
Mark at Burgerman Mark.
At Burgerman Mark.
You'll
I always
get it
get
one
that.
day.
I'll
It's
get it
okay.
one day.
And
At Burgerman Mark.
I have one request for everybody listening. You need right now log on to Twitter. Here, I'll do it with you.
Go
Log on to
subscribe
Twitter.
PewDiePie.
No. You're going to go to at JPJoeyP.
JP Joey P.
And
Joey spelled Joey.
Yep. And you're going to tell him to wake up to his alarm next week. And
Don't-
if everybody who
Don't
listens
dox
does
him,
that,
but
just say wake up to your alarm next week. We'll leave it at that.
we'll leave the message. Leave the message.
Yeah.
We'll get him there. We'll get him here next week for sure.
But yeah, that'll do it. You guys are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM out of Palatine, Illinois, broadcast station of Harper College and its board of trustees. We are Esports Off the Grill, getting out of here. Radio is up next, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Harper.
All right,
Stay
thank you
warm.
guys.